Let's go for it!
I like the dark stuff. Give me the dark stuff. I like the dark stuff. Give me the dark stuff.
Hey everybody, it's me, your buddy Dave, the host of the Dark Stuff channel here on YouTube. Thanks a lot for checking out my new video. This is going to be really short because I just have one real quick topic that I wanted to address. It doesn't really have anything to do with the vinyl community or with any specific records. You know, I'm sitting here on the morning of February 13th, 2022. It's a Sunday morning. It's about 11 a.m. my time. Today happens to be my birthday. I turned 51 today. It's also the Super Bowl, so if you're from Cincinnati or LA and you're psyched, good for you. I mean, my team didn't make it this year, but that's okay. I've been reflecting for the last couple of weeks about what to do about my podcast, Dark Stuff Radio. You know, a few months ago, I was very excited about the prospect of doing it. You can look back at my videos where I made the announcement, and I thought this was like the solution to all my problems, like what I'd been looking for in a podcasting thing. This is what I wanted to do. Because, for those who haven't seen the video, you know, Spotify created a platform called Anchor. Anchor lets you create a podcast that you can utilize music, any song on Spotify, and you can put it in your show for free. And it's legal. Okay, so you're not going to run the risk of getting sued or having your content taken down or worse, you know. Years and years ago, this was exactly what I wanted. Okay, I wanted a podcast where I could do sort of like my radio show and actually play the music. And then I sort of thought, wow, wouldn't it be cool if I could talk about the same stuff I talk about here on the YouTube channel, on the podcast, and then actually be able to play songs. And it is a nice idea, but what I've come to realize is that was what I wanted to do a few years ago. It's not what I want to do today. I don't really have any interest in just playing songs and talking about them. I do that on the radio every week. And it's just been very frustrating getting this thing off the ground, you know? It's doing something stylistically I'm not used to doing. So I'm out of my comfort zone a little bit with trying to script and plan ahead. And in my defense, I think I came up with 3 pretty good, all original episodes of this podcast, Dark Stuff Radio. Of course, it will be linked below. I'm struggling to come up with more ideas and with more content and be able to keep it going because it's never going to catch on or do anything if you don't keep it consistent. And I have to think so hard and try so hard to come up with something, and then I'm always like, no, that's not a good idea. So I'm having a trouble on that end. On the other end is Spotify. It's just a troubling company. I am a record collector, as you know, we all are. Look at my records and CDs behind me, okay? I prefer to have physical medium. But I'm not just going to completely ignore how things work these days. And I did finally succumb to the whole streaming thing, and I signed up for Spotify about 2 years ago, right, as the pandemic was starting, because I figured I'm not going to be able to go to record stores for a while, so this way I can check out some new stuff, and that was the justification. I got a free 3-month trial, and after 3 months, I was kind of used to it, so I continued to pay for it. Well, now, you know, Spotify's been in the news a lot lately, and believe me, my problem is not about Joe Rogan, okay? It's way deeper than that. Joe Rogan is a mediocre stand-up comedian who has a very popular podcast, and I don't care what he's doing. I think his influence is vastly overstated. But what it brought up really about Spotify is how shitty the audio quality is. It is bad. It sounds worse than a low-grade MP3, and they pay artists virtually nothing, 0.003 cents per spin. And that has to be split usually with a label. And then the label is going to recoup expenses on top of that. So your favorite artists are getting dick for that. So do I want to tie myself to Spotify? I wouldn't mind it so much if my podcast could be then broadcast on other platforms, but it can't, because the only way that you can legally use the music is if it's played on Spotify, because that's the only way the legality works. That's the way the publishing is paid. So it will not work on another platform. You can't listen to it on Stitcher. You can't listen to it in Apple Podcasts. You can't listen to it on any other place where people listen to podcasts. So it is extremely limiting. So for all these reasons, but mostly because it isn't what I want to do anymore, I'm just ending the podcast. I'm not going to take them down. I still think you can go back and listen to those. There are 3 completely original episodes. There's 9 total, I think. Some of them were recreations of videos that I did, but I'm just going to retire it for now until I can come up with what I really want to do and something that is really going to be original and is going to be satisfying. And maybe it can't play music. Maybe it's going to incorporate other things. I don't know. But I'm going to hopefully make that. I'll double down on YouTube and just focus more on this because I'm not distracted trying to do something else. So that's over. The feedback that I got from people who did listen to it was very positive. People really liked it. But that's just not enough for me to continue. So that was all I came on to say. Right before I got set down to film this, I went out and checked my mail, and in my mail was a little package from the Mommyheads with their newest CD called Swiss Army Knife. Now, this is actually not new. I mean, it's new now, but I mean, it's recordings from 1986 to 1988. These are the earliest known Mommyhead demos, along with a couple of live recordings from CBGB's in 1988. Right? So the guy sent it to me. Awesome. Thank you guys. You know how to take care of me. And they did write some little notes of it on the back. And apparently this was released, handmade 100 cassettes through Simple Machines Records back in 1991. But that was it. Besides that, none of this stuff has ever come out. You can find it on the Mommyheads Bandcamp page, mommyheads.bandcamp.com. Now, if you're listening to this and going, Jesus, Dave, you talk about these fucking Mommyheads like so much, and you've never given it a chance, but now you're thinking, oh, fine, I'll get the freaking album. Okay, don't maybe start with this one, because I haven't even heard it yet. It's still sealed. You can start with the last album, Age of Isolation, the #1 album of 2021, or maybe go to their self-titled one from 1997, which is also really, really good. You go into Bingham's Hole, New Kings of Pop, whatever. Try out some of the other ones first. I wouldn't suggest starting here just because I can't vouch for this. I know I'm going to like it, but I haven't actually heard it, and it is going to be 4-track demos, really early stuff. So, that's not where I would start. You can wind up there, but I mean, that's not where I would start. So that's the only thing. I just was going to mention that every single Mommyheads record is available on their Bandcamp page. And I think you can buy them on CD or vinyl on their website. Don't quote me on that, which is mommyheads.com. Anyways, all right, everybody, if you had any feedback of any sort on the podcast, if you did get a chance to check it out, let me know. Otherwise, have a good Super Bowl, and we'll check in shortly. Thanks. Bye-bye.